Gal Gadot's casting as Diana Prince was met with immediate skepticism and disbelief when it was announced that she was cast as the lasso-wielding hero. Following a well-received portrayal in her debut in Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, most agreed that she was one of the best parts of the film, and it's hard to disagree with her crack of a smile in the climatic Doomsday battle being as memorable as it was. Patty Jenkins was also not the initial choice everyone wanted to direct the movie. Though the film was to release in theaters in June and the early trailers looked promising, some skepticism was still warranted over the film even prior to it releasing. But just like the Doctor himself, fate intended for Wonder Woman to be a success. In a time where female heroes weren't as prominent on the big screen and Gal Gadot still needed to prove, she did just that with last year's film. Wonder Woman emerged as a wildly entertaining film and a great achievement, not just for superhero films, but for movies in general. I like the fact that Wonder Woman showed that Diana needed to learn about the world around her and how she had to see the world for what it truly was. With Diana being the character that she was at the time, her being naive to all of this actually made sense because it allowed for her to grow as a character, especially given the time period that the movie was set in. Her journey with Steve Trevor is also one of the best parts of the film, not just for the sake of their romantic connection, but you get the sense in the film that they truly care about each other and are willing to do what it takes. It helps too that Chris Pine and Gal both have great chemistry. What I really appreciated about Wonder Woman is that the character Diana and the film itself both feel consistent tonally with how Diana was established in Dawn of Justice. That's not to say that Wonder Woman isn't its own film, but when I think of the best DCEU movies, chief among them Man of Steel, BVS The Ultimate Edition, and Wonder Woman, they all feel the most consistent so far, to me at least. As I said about the film multiple times, it is one superhero movie that caused me to think about things like morality and what we as humans are capable of. It helps that Patty assembled such a diverse cast of supporting members and that they all feel necessary and add to the movie itself, instead of being unnecessary and taken away from the movie, like that girl Rose in The Last Jedi. Characters like Samir, Etta Candy, and Dr. Poison were all necessary to the film because, good or bad, they all indirectly tied into Steve Trevor's quote, the "we're all to blame" quote that played in the film's final act. We as the audience got to see both sides, the good in certain individuals and the pure evil in others. It was not only a genius scene, but a perfectly scripted moment, and one of the many scenes in the movie that I loved. Despite me being sort of disappointed with Ares and feeling that the general didn't add much to the film itself, I look at the scenes like the scene where Diana tells the general just who she is, and the scene where Ares shows Diana visions of a different time as reasons why them being just meh didn't bother me as much. Wonder Woman was a success because Patty Jenkins made a movie for us all to enjoy, not aimed solely at one gender, but a movie that any person could easily enjoy. As I said in a prior video, the movie had the right balance of humor and seriousness and didn't try to overdo it with the slapstick comedy. While John Watts choosing to pay tribute to an iconic moment in a Spider-Man comic for Spider-Man Homecoming was certainly enjoyable and cool to see, nothing in last year's superhero films could quite compete with the No Man's Land sequence in Patty Jenkins' film. I still think about this scene every so often, mainly because it shows that having courage and standing up for what is right will always pay off in the end, and like we see in the movie, can encourage others to do so as well. I still get chills thinking about Diana stepping into the line of fire to protect people she barely even knows, because even in real life, having the guts to do such a thing is both brave and bold. I also like that the film showed Diana's growth in age from a young child to a fierce warrior in her adult years, because it shows that her fighting skills and technique were taught, and it showed that she actually had to learn to be the warrior that she is. Gal's charisma shined throughout, and it paid off thoroughly in the end. Like I also said in a prior video, it's great that Zack Snyder casted Gal, and I am glad that he played a role in Wonder Woman's story.
4 years ago, I got tired of all the no's and the rejections that I just wanted to quit acting. phone call that I got this very special part. Zack Snyder had this strong vision of who Wonder Woman should be, and I am forever grateful that he gave me the opportunity to play this iconic character. Thank you, Zack, for believing in me.
Wonder Woman not only literally did wonders, it made Wonder Woman a household name. I'm guessing fate also had that intended for DC female characters in movies, because despite Suicide Squad's disastrous reception, that particular film boosted Harley Quinn's popularity. Though I'm never big on critics, I can't agree with Matt Prigg when he said that Wonder Woman is the film you point to when you want to prove that this overly prolific genre is worth keeping around. Kudos to Matt for also mentioning the first Iron Man movie in the same sentence. Wonder Woman not only defied the odds, it achieved the wonders it set out to achieve and gave us all a hero to root for, and displayed one of the best things the DCEU has to offer. I'm glad WB finally used some common sense and brought Patty back for Wonder Woman 2, and hope they keep her for the duration of the Wonder Woman trilogy. Wonder Woman is not only an entertaining comic book film, it is most definitely an entertaining film, period.